Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Sara English. I'm Sarah, and I'm really happy that you decided to spend some time with us today.
And I'm Mike. It's always a pleasure to have you listening, wherever you are. Maybe you're relaxing at home, traveling to work, taking a walk, or enjoying a quiet evening.
Wherever you are, we hope this conversation helps you relax while improving your English naturally.
Today, we have another practical topic that almost everyone can relate to because it is something we all experience every single day.
We're going to talk about your daily routine in English, and we'll use clear, natural conversations that are perfect for B1 to B2 English learners.
Instead of memorizing long vocabulary lists, you'll hear real English that people actually use when talking about everyday life.
As always, don't worry if you don't understand every single word. Just keep listening, follow the conversation, and enjoy the learning process.
Your listening skills become stronger every time you hear English used in a natural situation.
Before we begin, we have a simple question for you to think about while you listen.
Here's the question. What is one part of your daily routine that you really enjoy?
Maybe it's your first cup of coffee or tea in the morning.
Maybe it's walking outside before work or school.
Maybe it's reading a book before you go to bed.
Or perhaps your favorite moment is having dinner with your family after a busy day.
Every routine is different because every person lives a different life.
And that makes today's conversation interesting because there isn't only one correct answer.
A daily routine is simply the things you usually do each day.
Some routines are very organized, while others change depending on work, family, or other responsibilities.
Some people wake up at 5 in the morning and immediately start exercising.
Other people enjoy sleeping a little longer before beginning their day.
Neither choice is right or wrong. The important thing is finding a routine that works well for you.
And learning how to talk about your routine is one of the most useful English skills because this topic appears in conversations all the time.
That's true. When you meet someone new, they often ask questions about your normal day.
They might ask, "What time do you usually get up?"
Or, how do you spend your evenings?
Maybe they'll ask what you normally do on weekends.
These are simple questions, but answering them naturally helps you become a more confident English speaker.
Okay, Sarah, let's make this conversation a little more personal.
Sounds good. What would you like to know?
Let's begin with mornings because they often decide how the rest of the day feels. What is the first thing you usually do after you wake up?
The first thing I usually do is open the curtains and let some sunlight into the room.
That's a peaceful way to start the day.
Yes, I don't like staying in a dark room after waking up. The natural light helps me feel awake quite quickly.
Do you check your phone immediately?
I try not to. Sometimes I'm curious about messages, but I prefer waiting a little while.
That's probably a healthy habit.
I think so. If I look at my phone too early, my attention quickly moves away from the things I really want to do.
That happens to me too. One notification becomes 5, then suddenly 20 minutes have disappeared.
Exactly. Time can disappear much faster than we expect. After opening the curtains, what's next? I usually drink a glass of water before having breakfast.
That's another simple habit.
Yes, it only takes a minute, but it helps me feel refreshed.
Then, do you prepare breakfast yourself?
Most of the time, yes. I usually make something quick because I don't enjoy cooking very early in the morning.
What kind of breakfast do you normally eat?
It depends on the day. Sometimes I have toast and eggs. Other days I eat yogurt with fruit.
So your breakfast changes, but the routine is mostly the same.
Exactly. A routine doesn't mean every detail must be identical every day.
That's a very useful point for English learners.
Yes, when we say, I usually have breakfast at 7, it doesn't mean we always eat exactly the same food.
Usually simply tells us something happens most of the time.
That's right.
Now it's your turn to ask me something.
All right, Mike. Are you naturally an early bird or a night owl?
That's an interesting question because I think I'm somewhere in the middle.
Really? I thought you were an early bird.
I enjoy peaceful mornings, but I also like staying up late when I'm reading a good book.
So your routine changes depending on what you're doing?
Exactly. If I have an important meeting, I wake up early without any problem.
And on a free day?
Then I usually sleep a little longer and enjoy a slower morning.
That sounds relaxing.
One thing I always do, however, is make coffee before starting any serious work.
So coffee is part of your daily routine.
Definitely. I don't drink many cups, but I enjoy taking a few quiet minutes while drinking the first one.
That's something many listeners will probably understand.
Yes, sometimes the routine isn't only about the activity itself, it's also about the feeling it creates.
That's beautifully said.
Thank you. I think routines often give us small moments of stability, especially when life becomes busy.
Let's explain the phrase daily routine more clearly because it's one of the most common expressions in English.
A daily routine means the regular activities you normally do every day.
For example, waking up, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, traveling to work, studying, cooking dinner, or going to bed.
These activities become part of your routine because you repeat them regularly.
Another useful word is habit.
A habit is something you do automatically because you've done it many times before.
Drinking water every morning can become a habit.
Reading before bed can also become a habit.
Sometimes people confuse habits and routines, but they're slightly different.
A routine is usually a group of activities that happen in a certain order.
A habit is often one specific action that you repeat regularly.
For example, your morning routine may include waking up, stretching, taking a shower, having breakfast, and leaving the house.
But smiling when you greet people could simply be one habit inside your daily routine.
That's a useful difference to remember.
Another expression we often hear is start the day.
When someone says, "I like to start the day with a short walk," they mean that's how they begin their morning.
You might also hear people say, I end the day by reading a few pages of a book.
These expressions are very natural in everyday English.
And they make your conversations sound smoother and more confident.
Something interesting about routines is that they slowly change as our lives change.
That's true. The routine you had as a student is probably different from the routine you have as an adult.
And even adults change their routines many times throughout life.
A new job, a new city, or even a new hobby can completely change how your day looks.
That's why it's useful to learn flexible English expressions instead of memorizing only one example.
Because your own routine may change, but the language you use can easily describe those changes.
You can say, "I used to wake up late, but now I get up much earlier."
Or, these days I work from home, so my mornings are quieter.
English becomes much more interesting when you connect it to your own real life, rather than learning random sentences from a textbook.
And today, we hope you'll begin thinking about your own routine while listening to ours.
All right, now let's continue our conversation by talking about what happens after the morning is over. For many people, this is when the busiest part of the day begins.
That's true. Whether someone works, studies, stays at home, or has a different schedule, the middle of the day often feels very active.
Mike, what does a normal working day look like for you after breakfast?
I usually spend a few minutes planning my day before I begin my first task.
You actually make a plan every morning.
Most days I do. It doesn't have to be a long plan. Sometimes it's only 3 or 4 important things.
I like that idea because a simple plan feels less stressful than a huge list.
Exactly. When the list becomes too long, I sometimes feel busy before I've even started.
I think many listeners know that feeling.
Planning also helps me decide what deserves my attention first.
That's an excellent expression, deserves my attention.
Yes, it means something is important enough for me to focus on.
Do things always go according to your plan?
Not at all. Real life likes to surprise us.
That's very true.
Sometimes an unexpected phone call changes everything.
Or someone asks for help with an urgent problem.
Exactly. That's why I try to make a flexible plan instead of a perfect one.
Flexible is another useful word.
A flexible routine can change when necessary without making you feel frustrated.
Some people believe a routine must be exactly the same every day.
But real life usually doesn't work that way.
We can have structure without becoming too strict.
That's a wonderful balance. During the day, do you normally take short breaks?
Yes, I think breaks are very important.
Some people feel guilty when they stop working for a few minutes.
I used to think that way too.
Really?
Yes, I believed that working without stopping meant I was being productive.
And did it actually help?
Not really. After a while, I became tired and my concentration became weaker.
So taking a short break actually improved your work.
Exactly. Even standing up, stretching, or walking around for 5 minutes can make a difference.
That's also a nice opportunity to practice English.
How so?
While you're making tea or coffee, you can describe your actions in English.
That's a clever idea. You can quietly say, "I'm making a cup of tea."
Or, I'm opening the window because the room feels warm.
These simple sentences train your brain to think in English naturally.
Many learners think they need long conversations every day.
But small moments also count.
Absolutely. Language grows through repetition.
Speaking of repetition, let's imagine a normal afternoon.
Good idea.
Perhaps you've finished work or school and now you're traveling home.
Some people drive.
Others take a bus or a train.
Some are lucky enough to walk home.
Whatever the situation, many people feel mentally tired at this point.
That's when routines become especially helpful.
Because you don't need to decide everything again. Your routine quietly guides you. Mike, when you arrive home, what's the first thing you usually do?
I usually change into more comfortable clothes.
I do exactly the same.
It's a small action, but it tells my brain that work has finished.
Almost like changing from one part of the day into another.
That's a nice way to describe it.
After that, do you immediately relax?
Sometimes, but not always.
What do you mean?
If I still have important things to do, I try to finish them before completely relaxing.
That probably helps you enjoy the evening more.
Yes, because unfinished tasks stay in my mind.
I understand that feeling very well.
Once everything important is finished, I can enjoy reading, listening to music, or watching something interesting.
Let's talk about another common part of many people's routines, preparing dinner.
Cooking is something almost everyone does at least sometimes.
Do you enjoy cooking?
I enjoy simple cooking.
What does simple cooking mean for you?
Meals that don't require 20 different ingredients.
That sounds very practical.
I like food that tastes good without taking hours to prepare.
I think many busy people will agree.
What about you?
I actually enjoy trying new recipes from time to time.
So cooking becomes more than just preparing food.
Yes, sometimes it feels creative.
That's another important reminder.
Our daily routines don't have to feel boring.
Small, enjoyable activities can make ordinary days much more pleasant.
Even listening to music while cooking can completely change the atmosphere.
Or having a conversation with family while preparing dinner.
Exactly.
Let's teach another useful expression.
Great idea.
We often say, run errands.
That's a very common phrase.
Running errands means doing small, everyday tasks.
For example, buying groceries, collecting a package, going to the bank, or picking up medicine.
These aren't exciting activities, but they're part of everyday life.
Another useful expression is get things done.
If someone says, I got a lot of things done today, they mean they successfully finished many tasks.
You might also hear someone say, I didn't get much done today.
That simply means they weren't able to complete many things.
Here's another expression, take care of.
We often say, I need to take care of a few emails.
Or, I have to take care of some paperwork.
It means dealing with something that needs your attention.
These expressions appear in conversations all the time.
And they're much more natural than translating directly from another language.
Let's imagine another everyday situation.
Okay.
You planned to exercise after work.
But then it starts raining heavily.
Or you're feeling a little tired.
What would you do?
Instead of canceling everything, I'd probably choose a shorter workout at home.
That's a good example of adapting your routine.
Exactly. A good routine isn't about perfection.
It's about continuing, even if today's version looks different.
That's a lesson that also applies to learning English.
Definitely.
Some days you can study for an hour.
Other days, maybe you only have 10 minutes.
Those 10 minutes still matter.
They help keep English as part of your daily life.
And when something becomes part of your routine, you no longer need to depend only on motivation.
That's a powerful idea because motivation comes and goes.
But routines stay with us much longer.
They quietly help us improve little by little.
That's one reason we encourage our listeners to make English part of an ordinary day instead of treating it as something special that only happens once a week.
Even listening to one short podcast while walking, washing dishes, or traveling can become a meaningful habit.
Over weeks and months, those small moments create something much bigger than we first imagine.
And once English becomes part of your normal routine, learning feels less like work and more like a natural part of your everyday life.
Now we've talked about mornings, afternoons, and the small habits that fill our day. Let's finish by looking at the evening, because the way we end the day can also be very important.
I completely agree. Even if the day wasn't perfect, the evening gives us another opportunity to slow down and prepare for tomorrow.
Mike, what do you usually do during the last hour before you go to bed?
I try to avoid doing anything too stressful. I prefer activities that help me relax.
Such as?
Sometimes I read a few pages of a book. Other times I listen to quiet music or simply sit for a few minutes without looking at my phone.
That sounds peaceful.
It isn't always perfect, of course. Sometimes I still spend too much time looking at my screen.
I think many of us can relate to that.
Yes, technology is helpful, but it's also very easy to lose track of time.
That's a useful expression.
Lose track of time means you don't notice how quickly time passes.
For example, you watch one short video, then another, and suddenly an hour has disappeared.
Exactly. It happens more often than we'd like to admit.
My evenings are usually a little different.
Really? Tell us about them.
I like spending a few minutes thinking about my day.
Do you mean reflecting?
Yes, I ask myself simple questions.
Such as?
What went well today? What did I learn? What could I do a little better tomorrow?
Those are thoughtful questions.
I don't spend a long time doing this. Even 5 quiet minutes can help me organize my thoughts.
That's another nice habit people can easily try.
It also helps me appreciate small successes.
That's important because many people only notice what they didn't finish.
Exactly. Sometimes we forget to celebrate the small things.
Like completing a difficult task.
Or practicing English even when we felt tired.
Or simply keeping a promise we made to ourselves.
Those small victories matter.
They build confidence little by little.
Let's review some useful vocabulary from today's episode.
Great idea.
The first word is routine.
Routine is the regular series of activities that you usually do every day.
For example, my morning routine begins with a glass of water.
Next is the word habit.
A habit is one action you repeat regularly until it becomes natural.
You can say, reading before bed is one of my favorite habits.
Another useful word is flexible.
Flexible means able to change when necessary.
For example, my schedule is flexible because every workday is different.
We also learned the expression run errands.
That means doing small everyday tasks like shopping or going to the post office.
Another expression was get things done.
If you get things done, you successfully finish your tasks.
We also talked about lose track of time.
That means you don't realize how quickly time passes.
Finally, we used the word reflect.
To reflect means to think carefully about your experiences and learn from them.
These words are useful because native speakers use them in everyday conversations.
Here's a simple challenge for everyone listening.
Tomorrow, try describing your daily routine in English.
You don't need long sentences.
Start with something simple like, I usually wake up at 7.
Then continue with, after that, I have breakfast.
You can add, in the afternoon, I work, or in the evening, I spend time with my family.
The goal isn't to sound perfect.
The goal is to become comfortable expressing your own life in English.
That's one of the fastest ways to become a confident speaker.
Because you're talking about something you already know very well.
Your own life gives you endless opportunities to practice English.
Every morning, every afternoon, and every evening can become a small English lesson.
While making breakfast, you can name the food.
While cleaning your room, you can describe what you're doing.
While walking outside, you can talk about the weather.
Little by little, English becomes part of your everyday thinking.
And that's exactly what we hope these conversations help you do.
We don't want English to feel like a difficult school subject.
We want it to become a natural part of your daily routine.
Some days you'll learn a new word.
Other days, you'll simply understand a sentence more easily than before.
Both are signs of progress.
Learning a language is very similar to building a healthy routine.
You improve through small actions repeated again and again.
You don't need to study perfectly every day.
You only need to keep coming back, one conversation at a time.
Before we finish, we'd like to ask you one final question.
What part of your daily routine makes you feel happiest?
Maybe it's your quiet morning.
Maybe it's lunchtime with your colleagues.
Maybe it's cooking dinner.
Or maybe it's the peaceful moment just before you fall asleep.
We'd love to hear your answer. If you'd like to practice your English, write a comment below.
You can write something like, I'm your name from your country, and my favorite part of my daily routine is...
Don't worry about making mistakes. Every sentence you write is another step forward.
And remember, every fluent English speaker was once a beginner.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
We truly appreciate every minute you choose to learn English with Talk Sara English.
Keep enjoying your daily routine, keep practicing a little every day, and keep believing in your progress.
Take care of yourself, stay curious, and never stop learning.
We'll see you in the next episode of Talk Sara English.
Until next time, goodbye, and have a wonderful day.